You know, deep down in the ocean, there's been a voice calling out for decades. But here's the thing. It's a song that no other creature seems to sing. Welcome to The Explainer. Today we're going to try and solve the incredible mystery of the 52 Hertz whale.
Just for a second, imagine that. What if you spent your whole life singing a song, but no one else out there could understand a single note? Well, for more than 30 years, that's what we thought was happening to one single whale in the North Pacific. Its unique call ended up creating a global legend.
So how in the world was this voice even found? What does this one-of-a-kind song actually mean? And maybe the biggest question of all, why did its story of being so alone resonate with millions of us? Let's dive right in.
Okay, so our story starts in a really unexpected place. We're not talking about biologists on a boat. No, this story begins deep underwater, right in the middle of the Cold War.
This huge, top-secret military network was built for one reason: to hunt for Soviet submarines. But it accidentally became maybe the most powerful whale-listening device on the planet. And then, back in 1989, amidst all the usual underwater sounds, Navy analysts heard something different. It was this rhythmic thrum that was definitely a whale, but it was singing at a pitch they had never, ever heard before.
So what was it about this song that was so strange? Well, it all comes down to the frequency. You see, the biggest animals on Earth, blue whales, fin whales, they communicate in this super deep, rumbly range, mostly below 40 hertz. But this whale, it calls out at 52 hertz. To give you an idea, it's kind of like a clear tenor singing in a choir full of basses. It just stands out.
It's a sound that's right on the very edge of what we can even hear. It's not a squeak, it's this deep, resonant moan that just echoes through the massive, empty ocean. And for years, scientists were convinced it was the call of just one single, solitary animal.
And get this whale is a serious traveler. In just one season, trackers followed it over 11,000 kilometers. That's like going from New York all the way to Mumbai. Just an epic solo journey, all while singing its unique song out into the deep.
So the big question is, what is it? Well, the leading theory is that it's not one species or the other, but something way rarer, a hybrid, a mix born from a fin whale and a blue whale.
And you know what? The sound absolutely fits this idea. The song seems to blend the long, tonal calls you'd hear from a blue whale with the shorter, punchier pulses of a fin whale. It's almost like you can hear two ancient species combined into one single voice.
Okay, the story of the loneliest whale in the world is, well, it's powerful, right? It's the perfect metaphor for feeling isolated. But what if that story, the one that so many of us fell in love with, isn't actually the whole truth?
This is the key. While that 52 hertz pitch is definitely unusual, it's completely within the hearing range of other big whales. So that romantic idea of it just shouting into a void where no one can hear it, it's just not biologically accurate.
Scientists now think it's less about being unheard and more like speaking with a really, really strong accent. Other whales would hear it, they'd recognize the pattern as a whale song, even if the pitch is a little weird. You know, sounding different doesn't automatically mean you're alone.
But the biggest plot twist in this whole saga, the thing that totally changes the story of solitude, didn't happen until 2010.
For the first time ever, the underwater microphones, the hydrophones, picked up that 52 hertz call from different places at the exact same time. This was a huge deal. It was real evidence that suggested there wasn't just one source. The so-called loneliest whale might not be an individual at all, but maybe a member of a tiny undiscovered group.
So if the science is pointing away from it actually being lonely, why did this story connect so deeply with millions of people all over the world?
It's because the whale became this incredible symbol. It's like a mirror for anyone who has ever felt different or misunderstood or just plain unheard. It became a vessel for our own human feelings.
I mean, K-pop superstars BTS just nailed this feeling in their song Whalian 52. They used the whale as this powerful metaphor for the loneliness young people can feel, and in doing so, they introduced its story to a whole new generation.
And this is where the story gets really interesting. It gets reframed. The whale's endless calling isn't seen as a tragedy anymore. It's seen as a heroic act of resilience. It's about singing your own song in your own voice, no matter what.
But this story, it's not just about us and our feelings. It connects to something much bigger, the future of our oceans.
So, ironically, the very thing that makes this whale's voice so unique might actually be its biggest advantage. Think about it. The constant low-frequency rumble from giant cargo ships often drowns out the calls of blue and fin whales. But by singing at a higher 52 Hertz, this whale is basically talking in a clearer, quieter channel.
But there's a flip side of this coin, and it's a serious warning. If these hybrids are showing up more often because endangered blue whales are struggling to find their own mates, it could threaten their entire gene pool. It's a stark reminder that our actions are literally changing the evolutionary path of the most majestic creatures on the planet.
So we've gone on quite a journey, right? From a Cold War secret to a scientific puzzle, and finally to this global symbol of resilience. The story of the 52 Hertz whale isn't just about one animal anymore. It's about a changing planet and how we're all connected to it. We still don't know for sure who or what the 52 Hertz singer really is, but its song leaves us with this final, powerful question. Are we listening to a tragic, lonely solo? Or are we witnessing the very first notes of a new evolutionary symphony, a song of adaptation for a world that all of us are changing every single day?